What's going on, my good people? It's your boy Jay Fry. Today we're outside in my small backyard garden and we don't have a set plan. I just know there's a lot of things I need to get done here in the garden. So we'll probably do a little bit of mulching, moving some plants around and just cleaning up a little bit. So I figured I'd bring you guys along with me to see a day of work in the garden. So hang out with your boy for a minute and check it out. Alright, so we're gonna get a little bit of mulching done today. Now I have a big area that I would like to completely mulch, but I only have a few bags of mulch, so I'm just gonna get a section done today. Now when I say mulching, I'm only gonna mulch like the walkways, the pathways around the raised beds and the in-ground beds. Now I generally don't mulch in the beds. I only do that like in the flower pots or in the grow bags, but I may eventually start mulching in the raised beds, but right now I hadn't had a problem with that because I usually come out here every day or every other day and make sure everything is water pretty good. So I might be wasting water, but that's just my little peace of mind when I come outside and do that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the whole area that I want to mulch, and then we'll go ahead and mulch the small part that I have today. All right, so right here in this area, this is where I have my in-ground beds, right? So last year I did use some wood chips and put down, and they pretty much already kind of broke down and went away. So I'm just gonna come through with this action hoe that I have right here and kind of clean it up, and then we're gonna get some cardboard. So this is the area that I'm gonna go ahead and mulch today. Now if you look right here, all right, so right here in this area, I did this yesterday. I went ahead and amended the soil that I have right here on both sides, and this is where I'm gonna plant some of the cucumbers that I have. I'm gonna plant my cucumbers here. So I amended the soil and I added some cardboard to the bottom and put some mulch already right here. So from this way going to that, from here to that way, I'm gonna go ahead and mulch in everything. Now what I didn't do last year was mulch in around these raised beds, and it was pretty much a pain. I had to, every time I cut the grass, I had to come in here and do some weed eating, and grass would be flying everywhere. So as you know, I've been trying to minimize that. So I will be coming in and have plenty of cardboard. So once I replace that raised bed, I'm gonna come back with some cardboard around all of this and mulch again. But right now, let's go ahead and mulch up over here. So like I said, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and clean all of this up. And I probably really don't need to do it as much because I do have cardboard that I'm gonna put down in there. Alright, so you pretty much get the idea on how to use the action hoe, and I just clean it up just on the sides of the bed. Now, I probably don't need to use any of this cardboard, but I got my hands on a whole bunch of it, and I'll be spreading it around everywhere and mulching it up. So really, they almost not long enough. I would like for them to reach from side to side, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and put the cardboard down everywhere I want it, and then we're gonna come back with the mulch. So putting the cardboard down may be a little bit of overkill, but this is kind of what I wanted to do. I do know last year I had a bunch of weeds coming up in my pathway, and I just want to put the mulch down. I think it looks good as well. I only have 4 bags of this mulch, so we're gonna see how far it's gonna spread. Now this is supposed to be this is just some no float mulch, which is different from this mulch that I put here and the mulch that I had in the other flower bed that I had. But this is the same mulch I used last year. This one comes from Home Depot, and that other mulch, they didn't have it. It came from Lowe's. So let's go ahead and get this mulch down and see if it makes a difference. And if I remember correctly, once I did this last year, it did take about 4 bags just to do this section with this type of mulch right here. All right, so just this little area right here took like 2.5 bags of this. This is what is this? This is 2 cubic feet of cedar blend mulch. Is that cedar blend? Cypress blend mulch. So that's 2.5 bags of that. And it was able to get this little area right here done. Now the rest of the area that I need to do is going to be around all 3 of those raised beds right here. I want to fill in this area right here, this area. Once I replace this bed, I'll do the rest around that. All right, so we was able to get a small amount of mulching done. Now I'm using the mulch for a weed barrier in my pathways. Now I know you can use it on your raised beds or your garden beds as a weed barrier as well, but like I said, I come out here quite often, and I generally plan on picking all the weeds out when I can. So let me know in the comments what you guys prefer to mulch. For me, you see, I just want to do the pathways and the top of my grow bags. So speaking of grow bags, I couldn't spread it like I wanted to on the side of these grow bags, so I'm gonna go ahead and move some of these grow bags out the way. Now the only ones that I'm using are these 4 green ones and this black one right here, which I'll have potatoes in them. I'm probably gonna put them over there on the fence for now, and then I'll be moving around again. But the other grow bags, I hadn't amended the soil or nothing, they just in the way, so I'm just gonna go ahead and dump them on this little pile right here, and then worry about them later on. Got gnats everywhere. Look at all these gnats. But real quick, I had to dig up something to plant something. And this is the type of soil that I have here. This is clay soil, and this is what happens when it gets dry. It just turns into a brick, and then when it gets wet, it expands and it's all thick. So that's why I'm really using the raised beds. We're trying to get this in ground just right. All right, so far I was able to get some of the mulch down in this small little area that I wanted to do. So that's one thing taken care of. And I also moved the grow bags with the potatoes in them. I put them on this wood over here from the old raised bed that I had. And that's probably not gonna be the final place, but that's a good place for now. And so what I end up doing is all of this soil that I took out of the grow bags and put in here, I'll organize my grow bags and I'll amend this. I probably should have spread the tarp out a little bit more. I have to do that at another time. I probably should have spread it out a little bit more, that way it'll make it a whole lot easier for me. And then what I'll do is I'll just come in and amend this a little bit at a time and use it as I need it. If you're still here with me, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel and help your boy grow. You know I appreciate it. So the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna up pot some plants. They're actually flowers. It's not a vegetable or nothing like that. It's actually a flower that I want to up pot and move it so I can put some in this place. So let's go ahead and take a look at that and get it done. Here we have some elephant ears that I want to dig these up and put them in another place on the fence. This really is not the ideal place for them, but they pretty strong because they've been coming back every year. Now they came from somebody's house, so somebody had a bunch of elephant ears, and you know, we just stopped by and asked him could we have some, and the guy just dug up a whole bundle of them and put them in the 5-gallon bucket. And this was several years ago, so I wasn't even really doing a whole bunch of gardening at that time, so I just put them right here. And I have, like, I'm digging these up right now. I did dig up some of the other little bits, and I don't know what these things are called. You can tell me what they call, combs or something like that. Now I did dig it up a while ago, well, several times, and put them throughout the yard. And you'll see where I'm going to put these at now. That's where I was putting them. And a couple of them are coming back, and some of them are not. But as you can see how it looks all bushy and wild over here, I never put like a edge in or nothing, never really took care of it. So I am going to put something else right here that I'm going to make some edging and put around it. But let's go ahead and get this up and we'll get it moved out the way. Now these are like the bulbs that you buy in the grocery store. They may be a little bit bigger, and then they just pop up off of those. So like, I'll keep this right here, and I'm gonna put them in this grow bag for now, then I'll separate them, and then I'm gonna put them where I'm going to put them. So I didn't do a whole bunch of damage to them, hopefully. Can you see that? Yeah. So these are just some elephant ears that came out of somebody else's backyard, transferred into mine, and now I'm finna move them again. All right, so this is where these same elephant ears I transplanted last year, but in small amounts. But the little freeze came through and got them. You can see those should have started to flower. Then there's a real small one. I don't even know how I got there. I guess I moved them around once I was raking over here. And then we have another small one popping up. And then one right here. So yeah, what I plan on doing, I'm going to run out of daylight today, so I won't be doing it on camera, but I will show you guys after the fact. I'll be taking these elephant ears that I just dug up, and I'm going to do it tonight. I'll be planting those, cleaning this up a little bit, and I do have some more mulch left, so once I plant those, I'll mulch over here. All right, so what we're going to be planting in this spot is going to be a yellow climbing rose. Now it says it needs full sun, and you know roses are cold hardy, so I'm gonna put this in this spot and with a trellis, that way it can climb up this wall right here. Now y'all might say, well, you ain't planting nothing you can eat, no vegetables or nothing like that, but I might just want to wake up and smell the roses. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this put in. And quick note, so like those elephant ears, I just showed y'all how my soil actually looks, you know, when you start digging in there. But with those elephant ears being right here for several years, you could tell it pretty much broke down some of that clay soil and made it workable. Because I've always, for the last few years, I've always added compost, mulch, and everything around those elephant ears to try to get them to survive. And so they did just that. So right now I'm just gonna dig a deep enough hole to plant this in. And I don't know how close I want it to the house. Those elephant ears, I had them right on the house. But this right here, I don't think I'm gonna do the same thing. Now I gotta be careful with digging right here. My sprinkler system is running right there, where my sprinkler line. And not too long ago, I didn't hit it or nothing like that, but I did have to dig it up and repair it. And that's not something I feel like doing right now. Let's see. Boom, we should be pretty good just right there, right? I think so. And so this soil that I have right here, this soil is just the soil y'all see me dump out of the grow bags. That's what this is. So I'm just reusing it. I added a little bit of fertilizer to it. I don't know how much it actually needs, but. And this is how I try to plant some of my plants in pots like this. The soil might be too loose, but I'll plant it like this, and better be careful. Might get an elephant ear grow up out of that one. There go another one. All right, so we got our climbing rows in place. I was able to go ahead and put some cardboard down, of course, and then put some mulch around it. So I am going to have to go ahead and get some edging. Like you saw me do a few weeks ago, I had to put some edging down around my other flower bed. So I want to make sure to hurry up and get some edging here to make it easy for me to cut around that. But the last thing that we're going to put in is this 72-inch ivy trellis. But as you can see on the picture, those look like a type of rose to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in place, and then that should be it for this rose bush. I'll water it in, and I think it's found itself a new home. Now what I don't know if I should put this at a slant, you know, where it slants up against the wall. Actually, it don't matter if I know it or not. That's what I'm gonna do. So what I'll do is from here, we're just gonna go ahead and guide the rose bush up it, and Maybe it'll climb up this wall, we'll come out and smell the roses. All right, so that's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy, but just a real day's work in the garden. You know, every little bit helps and it all adds up. We was able to get some mulching done, up pot some plants, plant a new plant, move some grow bags. Now, if you like content like this, make sure to leave a comment and let me know if you want to see more real days in the garden like this. I'll make sure to do it. So like I said, that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. I'll holler at you.